welcome to 5 Questions with Your Classical Educator. My name is Christy Stoddard, and I'm the Culture and Events Coordinator at Scholé. And today I have with me Lauren Hartke. And I guess I forgot to ask you, did I pronounce your last name right?
Correctly.
Hartke, okay, good, yes. And Lauren has been with Scholé. This is her 3rd year. And moving into the fall will be her 3rd and 4th year because she began mid-year 2.5 years ago. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, well, let's spend a moment getting to know Lauren Hartke. So, Lauren, let's just jump right in. Who is your favorite author and why?
Ooh, I have many favorite authors, but if we're talking fiction, I think it has to be J.R.R. Tolkien. I grew up with his books. My father read them to me when I was 8 years old, and they are still a very big part of my life. I find the beauty and the detail of his world building just engrossing, and the timelessness of his stories just keeps me coming back again and again. And I'm really excited to introduce him and his work to my daughter whenever she's old enough, which will be probably sooner than she thinks.
That's wonderful. This really is, this question and the next one about your favorite book are really the worst questions to ask humanities teachers, because how in the world can we decide what is our favorite book and favorite author? But you are in good company. I think half the people I interview are J.R.R. Tolkien and the other half are C.S. Lewis, with an occasional differing of with a different author. So that's wonderful. So is your favorite, if you had to pick a favorite book, and maybe it's not like all-time favorite, maybe it's just what you're reading right now, is it a J.R.R. Tolkien book?
It is not,
Oh,
actually.
what is it?
It
Ooh.
is not. And I've been going back and forth on this for years, but I recently came to the conclusion in a piece that I actually wrote for Scholarly Academy's blog a couple of months ago that my favorite book has to be Homer's Odyssey.
Oh,
I have read it half a dozen
yeah.
times at least. I read it every year for my ancient literature class. And I was in high school when I first discovered it. And even though I read it yearly, I always discover something new and beautiful in it. I find its themes of pride and consequence and homecoming open up so many gospel opportunities for my students in the classroom. And it's also one of the books that I teach in my ancient literature class. So
Awesome.
middle schoolers can come and read it with me and see what all the fuss is about.
What's your favorite translation, or who's your favorite translator?
I am personally pretty fond of the Robert Fagles
Okay, yeah,
translation. I
that's one
find
I
it
like
very
too. Yeah.
readable.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I was just curious. That wasn't on my question list, but yeah, that's great. Thank you. So do you have a favorite quote regarding education?
I do. It's actually from an essay I read when I was in college. There is a Christian historian. Her name is Beth Barton Schweiger, and she wrote an essay called Seeing Things, Knowledge and Love in History. And she has a quote in there that says, for the Christian, knowledge about the past should serve the ends of love. And that's always really resonated with me even years later. And that is exactly what I want to try to teach my students, especially my history class. I want to cultivate in them a historical mindedness, the end of which is loving our historical neighbors. We refer to people in the past as our historical neighbors all the time. And I want them to try to, whenever we're reading primary sources or looking at something in the past, how do we view these people as our historical neighbors and love them fully as human beings created in the image of God through our study of them.
That's beautiful. What was her name again? I'm going to look that essay up. What was the author's name?
Beth Barton Schweiger, Schweiger.
Okay, thank you so much. I love that quote. Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm excited to read that essay. Thank you. So tell us a little bit about your hobbies. What do you like to do when you're not teaching or taking care of your baby, or maybe that is your hobby?
Right now, it certainly feels like my hobby, but when I have free time to myself, I really love cooking and baking. That's really one of my favorite things to do. I love creating things for friends and family. It's simultaneously my creative outlet as well as a means that my husband and I can show hospitality to others. And we also really love going for walks around town and exploring where we live in Jacksonville, Florida. And we've lived here for a while, but now we get to introduce our daughter to all of our favorite
Oh, yeah.
places and encounter the world through her eyes. And that's really, really rewarding and a lot of fun. It's like encountering them anew.
That is very fun. Yes, I love that. So tell us about what classes you're going to be teaching in the fall.
All right. Well, I'm teaching 2 sections each of middle school ancient literature and middle school ancient history. So you have middle schoolers that love the humanities, you can come and read ancient mythology with me or learn about the Egyptians and the Greeks and the Romans. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. If you're interested in finding out more about Lauren's classes, you can go to our website at scholaacademy.com and look under the All Courses page, or you can do a search by the humanities. Thank you so much, Lauren, for joining us today. It was fun getting to know you, and thank you again for this beautiful quote. So thank you again, and have a nice afternoon. Goodbye, everybody.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.